What's up, guys? How are you doing? Since I have already showed you the seven wonders of the world, I thought it wouldn't be very fair to just show you wonders built by men. So, why not take a look at what the nature has to give to us? Seven natural wonders of the world. Again, I will follow the alphabetical order, so no best to worst list, all right? Let's start with Aurora Borealis. I think you have probably seen it, all right? These dancing lights in the sky in some movie or just in pictures or animated movies, I don't know. But these are pretty famous, okay? So they are also called northern lights. They appear in the north and south pole, okay? North and south region of our Earth. And why does that happen? You see, I'm not a scientist nor a physician, but from my research, what I understood is that the sun, the bright, beautiful, shining sun, it gives us some electrically charged particles. And these particles, they escape to the earth through the magnetic fields in our north and south pole, which are apparently weaker than the rest of the earth. So, through these magnetic fields, these electrically charged particles, they get in and they collide with gas particles. So, the things that are in our air: oxygen, hydrogen, and all the others that I can't remember the name. And actually, the color of the aurora borealis depends on which gas particle is going to collide with these electrically charged particles. So, depending on the gas, we have a color. Okay? So, you can see that there's not only one color, we have a few. It's kind of a mix. So, we have pale green, so really light green, and pink. These are the most common colors to appear in the aurora borealis, but they're not the only one, okay? We do have a little bit of violet, blue, some yellow, but the most common are pale green and pink, all right? So, the location, like I said, they appear in the north and south pole, so northern and southern hemisphere because of the magnetic field. The places, where can we go to see these guys? So you see, we also call the aurora borealis northern lights. Why not southern? Because in the south it's kind of harder to reach these beautiful dancing lights, okay? So the access to the aurora borealis are easier in the northern hemisphere. Like Alaska, USA, it's really up there. It's really, really north. Northern Canada, so not all Canada, just the northern part. Iceland, Norway. These are a few examples, okay? There are more places that you can actually go to see the aurora borealis. Now, what about the weather? Well, as you can imagine, the weather in these places are pretty freaking cold, okay? So if you decide to someday, oh, I want to see the aurora borealis, fine, bring a coat. It's going to be cold, all right? Now, the best time to go. The best time to go is between March and April and September and October. All right? So these periods of 2 months. The next one is the Grand Canyon. I think you probably have heard of it. It's in this list because it is one of the biggest canyons in the world. And apparently, the responsible for this big canyon is this guy in the middle. This little tiny guy in the middle. All right? It appeared because of the river, the Colorado River. It started to cut a channel, okay, through the rocks. And then, ta-da, big canyon. But the thing is, this didn't happen, obviously, in 2 years, 100 years. This probably happened, according to researchers, about 5 or 6 million years ago. So it took a while for this river to cut a channel, all right, through the rocks. And also, the Grand Canyon has some of the oldest rocks on Earth that are actually exposed. You just glance at it and ta-da, you can see the old rocks. So, the Grand Canyon, where is it, this beauty? It is in Arizona, USA, okay? Like I said, this river is called Colorado River. If you know a little bit of geography, you know that Colorado is in USA. Now measures. The length of this huge canyon is 446 kilometers wide. This is big, right? Now the depth. Since we are talking about a hole in the ground, all right, not something that is from the ground and up, it's from the ground and down. We're looking down so we can measure it. We are talking about depth and not height, all right? So the depth, 1,857 meters, okay? It is also very deep. Now, what about the price? The price? Yes. Over there, when we were talking about the Aurora Borealis, it's just, hey, go to Alaska and in any open space, you can actually see the Aurora Borealis. I mean, it's not every day that we have Aurora Borealis, but you got the idea. Now, the Grand Canyon, you can't just go there and take a look. You need to pay so you can be around there and take a look and take some pictures, all right? And for you to go there, you need to pay $20, $30, and $35. Why do we have different prices? Basically, you will pay $20 if you go by feet, $30 if you want to enter a motorcycle, all right? And $35 if you want to park your car there. And the best time to go? Summer. Because of the weather, all right? It's better to go in the summer. The next one I like very, very much. And mostly because of what I discovered about it. Great Barrier Reef. Look at these beautiful fishes. The Great Barrier Reef has the world's largest collection of coral reefs. It has like 400 types of coral, 1,500 species of fishes, and like 4,000 types of mollusks. So basically, there are a lot of different species living there, right? And what I found out, and I thought it was really cute, and I was not expecting, is that the Great Barrier Reef is where Nemo lives. You know, Finding Nemo, that really cute and now kind of old animated movie? Yes, Nemo and his father and all his friends, they live in Great Barrier Reef. How cute, right? I had absolutely no idea that they placed that movie in an actual site, that actually exists. Now I know, I'm happy. So, if Nemo lived there, where is the location of Great Barrier Reef? I don't know if you remember the movie, but Nemo went to Sydney once. Do you remember Dory saying P. Sherman, 42, Walby Way, Sydney? Yes, Sydney. So Sydney is in Australia, as is the Great Barrier Reef, okay? Now, the measures. What is the size of this huge place? The area is 348,700 square kilometers. I mean, just think about it. If you need to fit all those type of corals, fishes, and mollusks, yeah, you need a wide space. And the depth, it is 35 meters, okay, in the shore. And the deepest point is over 2,000 meters. So if you don't go far, you can actually dive in and take a look at the corals and not, be scared. But 2,000 meters or more, I'm not sure if I would dive in those waters. Now, what is the weather like in there? Well, as you may imagine, it is tropical, okay? And so the best time to go, it is June to October, okay, because of the weather there. Now, if you want to dive and take a look at the fishes, it won't be for free. The price is around $141 and $259, okay? The next, you will probably think that I repeated because of the last video, but here it is again. Harbor of Rio de Janeiro. We are not talking about the constructions now, okay, like Christ the Redeemer over here. We are talking about the Guanabara Bay, okay? So, harbor, the place where all these nice, in this photo, small, tiny ships stay, okay? So, the harbor of Rio de Janeiro, we are talking about 32 kilometers inland, okay? And when I say inland, I mean from here to here, okay? Inland, inside the land. So we have 32 meters. It's one of the biggest and largest bay. And we also have some mountains over there, right? I think you probably have heard of Pão de Açúcar, which is almost 400 meters high. And we have the highest one, which is Corcovado, okay? And it is 700 meters high. But what is not so fun about here is that we still have some pollution, okay? It receives apparently some waters from the sewers over there, and we know that people have this awful habit of throwing trash in the waters, right? So, yeah, that's kind of sad. Now, information about harbor of Rio de Janeiro. It is also known as Guanabara Bay. And the location, drums please. Wow, what a surprise. Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, all right? Now, the measures of it, okay? Like I said, there are 32 kilometers inland, and the area of all this water is 380 square meters, okay? It's also pretty big. And the depth is 3 to 8 meters, okay, in the shore. And the maximum depth is 17 meters. If it wasn't polluted, you could actually dive. Now, the weather. What is the weather like in Rio de Janeiro? We also know that it's pretty hot, right? I don't think that's something new for you guys. The best time to go is around September and October, okay? And what about the price? If you want to make a tour over the 130 islands that they have there, the price is 60 reais, okay? If you want to make a tour by boat and take a look at all the 130 islands that they have. The next is Mount Everest. Hey there, Mount Everest. Here's the thing. The name of Mount Everest, it was given by the Royal Geographical Society. And the recommendation came from a guy called Andrew, okay, which was a general. And he chose the name because of his predecessor in the post, Sir George Everest. Even though Sir George Everest did not want to put his name on the mount, okay, I don't know why he didn't want it, but he had some objections. Even though Andrew was like, nope, let's put it. And then everyone else agreed, so Mount Everest, okay? One curiosity, which I'm not sure if very fun, you don't necessarily need to go to the top, of course, but so you don't need to take unnecessary risks on doing it. But if you want to actually climb the Mount Everest, of course you have a guide, so you're not going to go by yourself over the top, but take care, okay? There are over 300 people who have already died in Mount Everest, and some of the bodies are still there. So, yeah. If you want to go, take a look at the mount, woo, adventure, climbing the Everest. Okay, do it, but safely. Okay, and take care and do not take unnecessary risks. Now, information about Mount Everest. We have the location in the Himalayas, okay? More specifically, Tibet, Nepal, all right? Now, the measures. Let's find out why Mount Everest is in this list. The height of it is 8,848 meters. Here's the thing. This height we are measuring from the bottom to the top. There are some mountains, okay, a lot of them, that they are underwater. So if we talk about the height of mountains and consider the part that is underwater also, Mount Everest would not be the highest one, okay? But when we are talking about the height and we do not consider the part of the mountains that are underwater, Mount Everest is the highest one. The weather. What is the weather like in Mount Everest? Extremely hot, right? No, it has to be very, very, very cold. Okay? Obviously. Take a look at it. A lot of snow. The best time to go is when it's not snowing. I know that I could be more specific, but the thing is, if it's not snowing, it's okay for you to climb. If it's snowing, dude, take care of yourself. Watch out. Now, what about the price? If you need a guide, if you need all the equipment, it won't be for free, of course. 28K. What is 28K? $28,000. You heard me right. $28,000 for a simple climb. Okay? If it's more complex, then you're going to have $85,000 or over $115,000. Okay? That is the maximum that can reach. Over $115,000. Yeah, if you want to climb it, you gotta save a lot of money. Next is Parikutin. Okay? This is not a mountain. I don't know if you can notice, by the small hole in the middle of it, but this is a volcano, all right? And the reason why it's here in this list is because it is one of the youngest volcanoes in our Earth, okay? This guy appeared in an open field, okay? You can see that there are no buildings around it, but it began in an open field, right? Unfortunately, the fire, the lava, and the ashes destroyed like 2 villages, buried hundreds and hundreds of homes, and because it is one of the youngest, there are still some people who are alive, and actually saw the volcano appear. I don't know what that sound effect was. Sorry. The thing is, it's pretty high, okay? And it's pretty large, but the main reason why it's here, it's because it's one of the youngest ones. You can reach there by horse, okay? But to get there and to get the horse, you actually have to go through some steps. So you go like by car to a certain village, and then from village A to village B, you get a bus, and then you get like another bus, and then you get a horse, and you go there. Okay, so it's pretty away and distant from everything. What is pretty weird, maybe, I don't know, and if you actually go there someday to take a look, it might scare you, okay, is that the volcano still has some steam around it, okay? It is not going to erupt again, according to scientists, but I don't know, it's still pretty hot and it has some steam around it. Now, information about Parikutin. Where is it? Like I said, it's pretty away from everything, but it is inside Mexico, all right? It's inside Mexico in a place called, I don't know how to pronounce that, but there you go, the name. What are the measures of it? The height is 2,800 meters, all right? So like I said, it's pretty high. And the age of it. What is the age of it? Let's find out. The age of the rock is 1941 to 1952. Okay, now the first eruption, it didn't erupt as soon as it got out of the floor. Okay, the first eruption of the volcano was in 1943. Okay, and the last one, it finally stopped, in 1952. Now about the best time to go. Okay, the best time to go is in October through April because of the seasons there. Now, the next one, it was named because of the Queen of the Great Britain. So I'm going to try my best to make a British accent. I'm sorry for that. But let's go. Victoria Falls. Victoria, like I said, it is because of the Queen Victoria of Britain in Great Britain. And who named that waterfall? A missionary and explorer called David Livingstone, alright? It was probably the first person to actually discover and find out that beauty of nature, which is this waterfall, right? And he went there and he was like, okay, I'm going to put the name after our queen, Victoria. It was that simple. By the natives, okay, who live nearby, they call that Mosi Oatunia, which translating to English, it is the smoke that thunders. Nice name, huh? Way better than Victoria, actually. But the thing is, the natives call the smoke that thunders, and they continue calling it, okay? Even though the European explorer Livingstone went there and said, hey, this is now called Victoria. The natives don't really care. So they're like, no, we're going to call it Mosioatunia. Screw you. So Victoria Falls, now talking just about the waterfall itself and not its origins, it is not the widest waterfall we have, nor the highest waterfall we have. Okay? But when we consider those two measures together, alright, we can call Victoria Falls the largest waterfall in the world. Alright? As you can see, even though it is not the widest, it's still pretty big. And it is also between two countries. So it is in the division, all right, in the border of two countries. Let's see which ones. So the location of it, it's between Zimbabwe and Zambia. Perfect? Perfect. The measures of it. The measures, I told you, it is not the widest nor the highest, but it's still pretty big. The height is 108 meters and the length is 1.7 kilometers. So it is 1,700 meters wide. Like I said, pretty big. Now, the best time to go. The best time to go is in February to September, okay? According to the rain season there. The price. What is the price to see this beauty? Since it is between two countries, the price also depends on which country are you going to, okay? So you can enter the waterfall and take a look at it. If you go through Zimbabwe, you have to pay $40, all right? $30 just if you're a native, which I think the probabilities are kind of low. And through Zambia, again, $20 if you're a native and $30 if you are not, if you're a foreigner, which I think is the case. Now, since we finished, I know my accent was probably not the best one, but I tried. Let's go. Time to practice. This time I want you to make a list of natural sites that you like to go, okay? So places that you already go and that you like to go, okay? So for example, I like to go to parks, but here in Guarulhos, where I live, there's the Bosque Maia, which is the is it the only park? I'm not sure. Thing is the only one I go to and I like to go, right? Oh, there's also a small park in front of my house here. I don't know, I guess I like to go there too. So in my list, there would be 2 places. Great. Maybe in your list there are more places. I don't know. And I also want you to make a list of natural sites you would like to go. Okay, so I don't know. Do you want to visit the Sahara Desert? Put it on your list. Do you want to go to the Amazon forest? It's here in Brazil. You don't even need to travel abroad. You can put in your list too, okay? And gather some information about it, like I showed. So you can put, for example, the location. Oh, the Amazon forest, northern region of Brazil. I don't know which region of, the other countries that also have the Amazon forest. Curiosities about the place. So I never did a research about Amazon forest, but I don't know. Are there any curiosities about it? If there are, put it on your list. Okay? And the prices. If the place that you picked has a price to pay, so you can actually go there and see it and explore it, put the price below. All right? Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And like always, keep practicing. See you guys next class.